Well, there's a lot of weird, unusual, cool, and probably sick fantasies out there in the world. As you can imagine, the world's a big place. One of those fantasies, whatever it may be classified as, is the Japanese schoolgirl look, right? It doesn't have to be a teenager, it can be someone in their 30s, 40s, type of thing, but it's this Japanese schoolgirl look, right? Well, I saw this article the other day and it made me stop and think, wow, this would make a great video for the studio, because in Japan, until recently, Japanese schools were basically checking the underwear and bras of the students to make sure that the color of the underwear was white. And of course, if the color wasn't white, they got in trouble. Whatever trouble may be, I don't know. They get sent home for the day or something, But a very interesting thing, like, why is this even a thing in today's society? Why was this even a thing altogether, at least, ever? But this is what we're talking about today. Japanese public schools have, thankfully, I guess now, banned from checking the color of students' underwear. Why was this even a thing? But obviously this is one of the things I'm talking about, the Japanese schoolgirl look. We've probably all heard about it. But an interesting little article today. Today we want to read about this one because why not? Guys, if you haven't already, consider giving us a like, subscribe, and ring the bell, because we do make daily videos in the studio on this channel. Channel 2, but of course we do have Channel 1 where we do fortnightly travel films. One has the 1 and 2 has the 2. It's honestly that simple to find. Going back to the article, an interesting read. Honestly, a pretty interesting read. I did not know about this until recently. So Japanese schools have a reputation for enforcing some really weird rules, but few among these rules are as eyebrow-raising as the one where students are required to don all white underwear. They're forced to wear white underwear, right? In a number of schools across the country, this particular rule has been enforced to horrifying effect. Wow. Okay, reports have mentioned staff members in certain schools reportedly going as far as tugging on female students' bra straps or monitoring students as they change into their sports activity outfits just to see whether or not they have on white underwear. Well, I have a question. Why did I not become a Japanese school teacher? Why did I not learn Japanese and go over there? And it's too late now. All jokes aside, I'm obviously joking for the people that want to give me a million mean comments down below. All jokes aside, why was this even a thing that's actually happening? Why, at what point did they say, we're going to start doing this at some point? And then obviously it happened, it continued to happen, Why? Let them bloody wear whatever they want to wear. Anyway, back to 4 again. The last several months, however, have seen rules such as these come into scrutiny, with many Japanese citizens calling for the erasure of policies that infringe on privacy and potentially violate human rights. Well, that's absolutely right? Wear what you want. Thankfully, at least one governing body has heeded said calls after carrying out a study pertaining to questionable school regulations. Now, the Saga's Prefecture's Board of Education discovered that at least 14 of its 51 administered middle and high schools had rules that enforced all white underwear. Why? Look, I know I'm wearing white right now. All right, don't judge me. All right. What am I wearing underneath? Well, nothing if you had to know. But anyway, let's continue. During a recent meeting, the board addressed the regulations and came to the agreement to abolish the rule. There we go. Common sense, everybody. This means that from the beginning of the upcoming 2021 school year, in Japan, there will no longer be any checks on the color of students' underwear. A decision that will no doubt come as a relief to the affected students. Absolutely, right? If you want to wear black, pink, or any other color, then what is it to the school? Like, who gives a shit, right? Additionally, 35 other schools were to abolish a rule that enforced designations. What's that one? Designations?
Designations.
For student uniforms based on male or female gender specifications. Possibly an acknowledgement of today's new gender norms. I'm not too sure what I think about today's new gender norms, but that's for another video. Now, while three other schools did away with a rule that required students with non-black or curly hair to provide documentation verifying that their hair was natural. What? Japan, what are you doing over there? A few other Japanese schools also did away with odd rules such as not allowing the use of lap warmers. What? Okay. Disallowing character straps on school bags and enforcing strict colours for socks and sweaters. Instead, the schools have agreed that the students can make such decisions for themselves, yay, without any detriment to their academic results. Well, my goodness, common effing sense, everybody. Now, while all these changes now come into effect, it'll be interesting to see what other baffling Japanese school rules will be addressed next. For starters, maybe they'd like to address the rule where windows must remain open during class, even in chilly conditions, for the sake of lowering the chance of COVID-19 infections. Anyway, there you go. What are your thoughts on this silly, bloody rule? Did you secretly want to become a Japanese school teacher after reading this? Well, if you did, you can't anymore because it's not allowed, thankfully. Weird, I know, right? Channel 3 is not working, but I have Instagram, Facebook, YouTube at TallBoyGareth. And of course, we do have Channel 2 and of course, Channel 1. I will see you guys for tomorrow's video. Peace out. I've been Tall. My name's Gareth. Bye.